not just fine and dandy. Behind me is the most delightful sky. Look. And in front of me, absolutely nothing. Morning guys, I am at the Second Severn Bridge, otherwise known as the Prince of Wales Bridge, I think. Before anybody says anything, I know it's a sunset shot, but yeah, I'm heading home after a 3-day whirlwind trip on the southwest coast. Really enjoyed it actually, it's been really good. But this is just gonna top it off quite nicely. I've seen quite a few nice images. Quite a few people have posted nice images of the Second Severn Bridge on my Facebook group. And so obviously, you know, every time I see something good or something nice, then I mark it down. I have a notes thing on my phone. So I just make a note of it that if I'm in that area, whoa, if I'm in that area, to come down and grab the shot. So unfortunately I can't pick and choose my times. I can't pick and choose where and when, you understand what I'm saying? So I'm here, just gonna make the most of it. There is a bit of colour in the sky, or it certainly was. I've just got the last remnants now to work with. But the tide is all the way in, and that's the reason why I'm here now. I'm fighting against the tide again. Blimey, been like that over the whole 3 days. But I've got an interesting composition here. I'm coming down nice and low. I'm going to focus on these rocks in the front here. When you come here, it's an obvious shot to take, if I'm perfectly honest, but it gives me the opportunity to run a long exposure because the tide is in, so we're going to get a very flat water, and also focus stack as well, because I'm not sure if you remember when I keep banging on about it, focus a third of the way to the frame and have done with it. But focus stack if something is much closer than a third of the way into your frame, which obviously these stones here certainly are. There's a full moon out as well, and the full moon is popping in and out of the cloud, which I'm waiting for, which I'm capturing just above the center columns, and that looks really nice as well. So this is a portrait orientation, this particular shot. I'm in quite tight into the center columns, quite low on the frame, slightly to the right, keeping in rules of thirds with the moon above, and I think that should look quite nice. You know, it's not until you're actually stood there and reflecting and looking out of the bridge to actually realise what an amazing feat of engineering that is. Wow. I know it's not just that bridge, it's all bridges, but we just drive over them every day and we don't give a second thought about the process of designing and building such an amazing thing. Wow. My thought for the day. If you didn't know, it's tidal, so with tides comes driftwood, and if you look down here, there's a mass amount of driftwood. So every day you could probably come down here, find a different piece of foreground interest based on this amazing driftwood. I mean, look at that driftwood. Wow, I wonder where that's come from. It's amazing, but they all make for interesting foreground interest. Now that's an amazing piece of driftwood. What a slice of foreground interest. Oh, that's just fantastic. The only problem you've got now, of course, because the tide is high, it's floating ever so slightly, so it's moving, which means that's a massive no-no for a long exposure, as I'm sure you already know. The one a little bit further up, I might go back up there and no, I won't. No, I'm done. I want something else. I want something a bit more industrial. If I'm going to grab a shot, I want a more industrial looking shot. I've decided. But wow, every day you could come here and photograph something different in the foreground, like I said earlier. Choose your times. Better off with the tide in, and choose your side correctly. Because at the moment I'm on the English side looking into God's country. So we've got Wales over there, and that's the side I chose this morning. If I'd have done my research, and let this be a lesson to you, you're probably better off, obviously for a sunrise shot, standing in Wales looking towards England. Correct me if I'm wrong, the local guys who are down here shooting all the time, they might know different, but to me, I don't even know if you can get access to the other side. I just assumed you could only get access to one side. So that's the reason why I came here. But there's a fair chance I might be wrong. I'm just coming around the corner in the distance. If you could see it there, I'm not sure if you can. The original Severn Bridge. But I'm getting a bit excited. The sun's just come out. It's that typical winter, really low, harsh light. Sunshine has come out, but it's casting a great three-dimensional light across the bridge. So I mentioned I want an industrial feel to my next shot, or my last shot of the day. That's exactly what I'm going for. There's a handrail. Not sure if you can see it. There's a handrail that runs obviously just 15 yards back from the water. And I'm going to go that side, photograph. That's my thought process at the moment. I'm not actually there yet, but I'm going to photograph the handrail if that light stays as it is, with that bridge in the background. Beautiful black and white with those really harsh contrasting tones. Ooh, I'm excited again. So I'm now on the other side of the barrier, and bridge in the background. Oh, the sun. It's a lovely three-dimensional light, like I mentioned earlier. So my thought process is now I'm just going to walk up and see if there's anything of interest, maybe a curve of a handrail or something that might take the viewer's eye straight into the main image, which of course is the bridge. And if that's not the case, then I'll just get a flat, square-on shot. And that'll do me. Yeah. If you open your eyes, the possibilities are endless. They really are. What a nice house that was, by the way, we just walked past. Wow. No, I like that for foreground interest. But of course everybody will just assume I put it there, which I haven't. Well, I'm pretty happy with that, if I'm honest. A real industrial feel. And all I've done is I've picked out, I'm going to have a couple of options actually, because I've got a standard handrail as foreground interest, but also part of the handrail that's broken. You see this handrail here is broken. Oh yeah, it's very difficult for me to see, I'm looking at the sun. That handrail that's broken, but I think shooting through that is very in keeping with the bridge and the design of the bridge, the fork, so it's quite a tight shot. But I'll post-process both of these images, and then you guys can have a look and you can choose which one you prefer. I think I prefer the one, looking in camera, I prefer the one with the brake in the handrail, but so very often that's not the case. Focus stacking again because the handrail is so close to the camera and off into the background. I might even show you this one when it comes to how I post-process my images in terms of how I focus stack. But it'll either be this one or one from earlier on. But yeah, so just turning up this morning, I'm on the wrong side. I've caught it so that the tide is in, so I've got that part right. But it's amazing what you can conjure up, what you can muster if you just open your eyes and just have a good look around. Yeah, I doubt very much I'll be capturing anything new here, by the way, but I haven't done any research whatsoever, I promise you. That's why I ended up on the wrong side of the river this morning. But definitely going to come back. By the way, if you are local from around here, do me a favour, put the right times and which side you should be shooting on in the comments below, please. That'll help me out enormously.